It's Rob and Helen's
Datenight Podcast. Ooh, isn't it, Rob? Oh, he's just biting his arse. Rob and Helen here. How are you? Thank you so much for downloading this edition of Rob and Helen's Date Night Podcast,
which is episode number
39.
Oh, very good.
Oh yeah, I'm all over it, sweetheart.
I did not think you were going to be able to do that.
All over it. Well, obviously you downloaded this for free, which we think is exceptional value.
Of course it is. Anything's exceptional value if it's free.
Exactly. So, with that in mind, and times being tight and stand-up not being what it was because of the terrible COVID cough that's going round, I have set up a Patreon page, haven't I, Helen?
What's a Patreon page, Rob?
Well, a Patreon page is a page where essentially you sponsor... Is it sponsors? What is it?
Become a patron. You, dear listener, could become a patron of this very clown sitting before me. Now you could, and what is being a patron? Being a patron is being a supporter. A
supporter. If you become a patron,
you kind of own. Does it mean they own?
They
a small
own a
amount?
part of my ass.
Which part of you do they own?
The smelliest, funniest bit. And if you become a patron, basically you can join from as little as £1.
How much?
A month. A motherfucking £1, Ellen. Which is how much it costs to put air in your tyres, for Christ's sake. Or how much it costs to steal a shopping trolley.
Yeah, no, but that's good value, isn't it?
Well, only but then it feels like good value.
£1 for a shopping trolley?
Yeah, it feels like good value at the time. That's Ron coughing. Quit putting worms in my heart. It's good value.
Stop it.
It's good value at the time.
Nobody's going to join and give you £1, are they?
To keep belching, you're right. Seems like good value at the time, nicking a shopping trolley for £1, but then you know what you're going to do with it.
I don't know, grow flowers out of it?
Yeah, if you want to look like...
Wheel things from one area in the house to another area in the house. You steal shopping baskets.
Don't mention that! Don't, I use them as washing baskets!
He always comes home with a bloody shopping basket and I keep telling him to stop.
Shush!
But it's like a compulsion.
I'm trying to get people to become a patron, Helen, not get banged up, for Christ's sake. So you can become a patron. You can join from as little as £1 a month. Or you can give as much as you want a month. It's entirely your choice. If you want to give me £1 million a month, you can. And I'll come round and I'll do anything, like literally anything for you. If you could literally buy me. But it's entirely up to you. Pay what you want. For that, you'll get the brand new versions of Rob and Helen's Date Night Podcast every week, plopping direct into your inbox mailbox.
Yeah, you're way behind, guys.
There's loads
more. There's loads more where this comes from, but you can't access it.
Yeah.
You just can't access it.
You can't. Will we still be even married in 2 months' time?
Yeah, you don't know what's happening.
You don't know.
We do, though.
We could be talking now at a divorce hearing. But also, you'll get... There's our last Edinburgh shows on there, isn't it? Funny in Real Life. The whole thing is up there, filmed, edited together. I put stuff up every Monday to Friday. So there's about 3 months worth of sketches, podcasts, funny movies, all stuff, exclusive content.
I write a column.
Helen writes a column about how
what it's like to live
awful it is living with me.
Dickhead.
And that she does one every week, don't you?
Every single week.
And they're really, really good. So that's how you could support the podcast and become a patron, and you'll get an absolute shed load of extra content just for you. So you don't have to troll through social media every day to try and find something funny amidst all the screaming and shouting. You just get an email Monday to Friday from me with something really funny on it. How about that? What do you reckon? I think that's a good trailer.
Yeah, there you go. So do that. Pause it now. Do that. And then come back to us and then listen to them without all of this, trying to sell you this. Yeah. Because when you listen to them on Patreon, you don't have all this nonsense.
This shit. And it won't have adverts on it either. This is probably full of adverts. So what's the address they need to go to, Helen?
I don't know. It's your Patreon page.
Okay. It's patreon.com/Rob Rouse. That's Patreon .com/ROBROUSE.
It's really lovely, and everyone there is really lovely, and it's like a big, happy family that you currently aren't even a part of.
Yeah, but join it, because we love you. No wankers allowed. Enjoy the podcast.
Bye.
Baby.
What are you doing?
It's a Rob and Helen date night podcast.
I'm not having this as a theme tune. What are those noises?
Come on. We drop the kids at school at 9 and pick them up at 3.
How many times? It's 3:15.
Spend the day together doing some activity.
What's that?
And then we're gonna make sweet love. Yeah.
My mum might listen to this.
It's Friday night podcast. How are you, dear listener? Thank you so much for downloading this straight into your ear holes. Thank you for your lovely comments after last week's return of the Date Night Podcast. I if I sound unsure of myself, it's just I wasn't sure whether Helen was joining in the broadcast there because she was mouth-to-mouth kissing the dog, which is something I don't do. We've got very different standards,
No,
Helen.
the dog was not licking. I don't let the dog lick. He was just sniffing at me, and I was pouting, and we were having a moment very close, but not actually kissing.
Was there any touching of dog snout to your lips at all?
A tiny bit.
And
that's when I withdrew.
And you've just licked your lips. So technically, that dog there, that whippet that you so dote over, is...
He just followed me to the toilet.
My proper dog, Ron, sits on the floor, neglected in terms of love.
It's like a sad
He's unloved.
lunatic.
He's unloved since that Snow White whippet of
joy.
Facey kissing madness came into our
He
life.
just followed me in and watched me have a wee and then followed me back in.
None of those are good things.
No, I know.
None of those are good things in a companion. Do
No.
I follow you into the toilet and watch you wee?
Well, you'd like to.
Not really. I know what goes on in there.
The toilet was very...
Thank you. Because I cleaned the toilet just before tea. Then made tea.
Why was that? Why did you clean the toilet?
Pardon?
Why did you clean the toilet?
Because it's something I do regularly. I regularly clean the toilet.
Bi-monthly. I'd say it's your job to clean the toilet, and I'd say it's bi-monthly. And the whole house was a pit.
It was
wasn't it?
It was an absolute pit stain.
It was disgusting.
But I did clean the toilet.
But the toilet is now clean, and I
Now,
very much
ironically,
enjoyed
dear
that
listener,
wee watching me in the clean toilet.
It falls to me to clean the toilets, but it's not me that makes them so messy.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm really sorry to have to go down this road right at the top of the shop, dear listener. But if there are any marks, any streak marks on the lavatory, both me and my son...
Wee them off.
We wee them off, absolutely. We wee them off.
Some things that come out of your anus cannot be weed off.
Oh, I can wee off any... this is my...
Some things that come out of your anus crawl back out of the toilet.
This is my solid gold triple locked assurance. There is nothing that comes out of my anus that I can't wee off.
Yeah, but what
and
you're
I'd
saying...
like that on my headstone.
But what you're saying is that after you've defecated, you then have to wait till the next time you need a wee. So you do stain it until the next time you or our son goes and wees
on
it
account
off.
of my rather aged...
Revolting, that's not a system.
On account of my rather aged dicky bladder, by the time I've got up and pulled my trousers up, I always need another little wee. Nature's B-Day.
Get out of the
Let's
toilet.
get out of the toilet. You went into the toilet.
Oh, no, I was just commenting on how clean it was.
See how your little friend follows you into the toilet and sleeps in our bed.
Hey, come on. What are we doing this week, Rob?
So, what are we doing? It's a lockdown. We're still in lockdown, so it's hard for me to take you out on the myriad of incredibly romantic dates that I would have planned, such as to the opera or to...
I've just thought of a really good one.
Go on.
You know what would be really good?
Yeah.
But we just need to get the things.
Yeah.
Rollerblading.
Rollerblading.
Just down the streets of the village, just rollerblading. A rollerblading date, we can do it.
Yeah.
We're allowed.
Wearing pop socks.
We don't need a rink. We could dress for it.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Rollerblading. I want to do that as if we're in LA.
Like what? Leg warmers, tiny shorts.
I've got leg warmers. I've got 2 pairs. We're set on that front. We just need the rollerblades.
You've got that very, very small pair of Nike shorts. I could squeeze myself into them.
Let's do that one week.
So we're going to do...
Maybe next week.
Rollerblading.
No, we just have to find rollerblades. If any friends of the pod have got loads of rollerblades sitting around in a dusty cupboard not being used, I am actually got the feet the size of a child. So that I'm wear size 4. So if anyone's got any size 4 rollerblades, send them over. How are we going to get rollerblades that fit your clown feet?
Maybe there are any giants out there who suddenly thought, I'm going to get into rollerblading, and then realised it wasn't for you. Then just have a look through your giant
size 12
cupboard and send them in. There was something you said earlier that we were talking about how your tweets constantly break the internet.
I'm breaking the internet all
Despite
the time.
not having a smartphone, you do them from your computer, break the internet, and then retreat like you're throwing a grenade into a foxhole. Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible. I was toying over. I got a titter, didn't I, over breakfast when we were looking at the Sugar Puffs box, which is now called Honey Monsters, isn't it?
Honey Monsters Wheat Puffs.
Honey Monsters
I saw
Wheat
them
Puffs.
and went straight back to my childhood and thought, I'm going to let the kids try these babies.
And on the side, it had a picture of a wheat puff that looked very like a little wheaty vajayjay, didn't it? So we were giggling about that. It got a good laugh from my wife. So I thought, I might tweet that. So, and I agonised over how to word it. And you thought it was going to be over wordy, and then people don't really pay attention because their attention span's short. And then we were talking about how great you are on Twitter, and you said, the reason I'm good on Twitter is because my character traits are, for me, I'm simple, impatient, and impulsive.
Yeah.
Which...
perfect character traits for Twitter.
Perfect character traits for Twitter.
Don't overcomplicate things, because my simple brain won't cope with it.
Not easy to live with, though. Simple...
I'm impatient. So I don't... Again... I don't overthink things. I'll just do things. Impulsive. Yeah. It means you just don't. It's the perfect.
You're a catch.
I'm an absolute catch.
I'll try and be more impulsive. Baby.
What are you doing?
Anyway.
This week.
Yes, this week. So you've had an interesting time, haven't you?
Yeah.
Creatively.
Lockdown has unlocked.
Isn't
that strange? We're locked down yet. Something's unlocked within me.
Yes.
What does that mean, Rob?
I think that means that you have been forced to look deep within inside yourself and have a look at what's going on inside yourselves.
Isn't that funny? Even though I'm always pretty much in lockdown, nothing's much just changed for me. I'm always here.
Because you are simple, impatient, and impulsive. I mean, you wouldn't even reply to that if that was like a Lonely Hearts ad, would you? I'm 40... simple, impatient, and impulsive.
Call me.
For fun
if
times.
You don't like me.
For fun times and a lack of patience.
I don't think my impatience has helped me no end.
Yeah.
And my impulsiveness has helped me. I wouldn't, you know.
But just that.
I wouldn't have done loads of things.
A lot of people feel like that their traits help them. But they just don't see the damage that it does to everybody else's life.
No, I think they're positive traits, and I think being simple means that I don't end up, struggling in dark places a lot.
So you're saying that you're simple?
Yes, I am quite simple. I am. I've not got lots of stuff going on. Anyway, in this lockdown, I've got right into art.
You got right into art, haven't you?
Right into art.
Right into art.
I started watching Grace and Perry and I got right into art.
You got right into art.
I started watching Skin Wars with our daughter,
yep.
which is where they paint people's bodies. It's brilliant. Love it. I started painting people's bodies, didn't I?
You certainly did. But before we talk about that, we've got to give out some credits because we've had another ka-chung £10 patron. It's the one and only Greg Rimmer, the Rimmeister, the Rimmatron, Rimmy McGrimson, the Rim Job.
Oh no, sorry, Greg.
The Rim King, the King of the Rim.
You're going to wish you changed your name. He's not going to stop for a while.
Rimmage. He's going to... the garden strimmer, the strimmer rimmer, the rimmer, Greg motherfucking Rimmer. Greg Rimmer, we absolutely love you. Thank you for your support. It's massively appreciated, and it will all be put to creative use. It's
really, really lovely.
It's really genuinely lovely and uplifting, and gives me hope that, and also that genuinely, the more patrons we can get on board, the less likely it is that I, after 22 years of being a stand-up, that I would have to go and get a quote-unquote real job, if there were any available.
There won't be any available, that's the problem.
But crucially, I wouldn't be potentially in a public place in charge of heavy machinery, or
we definitely don't.
Do you know what I mean? I'm safer held away from the public in this regard, making stupid videos and things to amuse myself and hopefully you lot, than I am in terms of being in a more or a more public sphere. So in many ways, by continuing to fund the podcast and the monthly specials and all the sketches and everything that's going up daily on Patreon, you are protecting society.
What job would you do, Rob? If you had to do another job, which you might have to do, what job would you
I think
do?
I'd have to do something physical.
Like
helping a builder or something.
Helping a builder?
Helping a builder.
A 40-year-old builder's apprentice?
Yes, because I don't have any qualifications.
I don't know whether they employ people at 40. How old? 46?
I've stopped counting. Or maybe I could become, if they bring football back, I could become like a sponge man. You know the old bloke who runs on with a bucket of cold water?
No, they're highly trained.
They've gone, haven't they, yeah.
Highly qualified people. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what else I could
be. A builder's apprentice. I think we might have to sell the house. And maybe sell the kids.
I think we might have to sell the house and the kids.
Anyway,
moving
on.
Anyway, please keep becoming patrons. But thank you, Gregory Rimmer, Greg Rimmer, the Rimmeister, the Rim Job. We love
this podcast is for you. So? This week, what we're doing, as I was saying, I've got ratings and I was meant to be writing my book, and I think I was on a sticky bit that's quite hard, so I decided to paint a picture instead. Yeah. Again, simple brain. And you came hard. I'll paint a picture. Yeah. Done. Happiness.
I do some painting and colouring in.
So
you came to me, didn't you? Said what should I paint?
I started painting our kids, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I spent a couple of hours, and it was a really satisfying thing. Finished that, and then turned to Rob and said, "What shall I paint next, Rob?" And you said...
I said, don't fuck about, start with the classics. How about you bang me out a nice Mona Lisa?
And what did I do?
You bang me out a nice Mona Lisa. There she is. She looks a bit like...
Mona Lisa on the far
Yeah, she looks a little bit like David Cameron with long hair, but I don't mind. She's still got an enigmatic smile.
She follows you around the room, doesn't she?
She does. She follows you fucking everywhere. And the other good thing about her is on her left hand... She's got 6 fingers.
Yeah, I added a finger for you, didn't I?
Nice little touch there. Yeah, and lovely.
Subtle, though. Subtle.
But I think if you really squint your eyes...
You wanted me to draw a willy on her head or something, and I refused to go that far.
I didn't say draw a willy on her head. I don't remember saying that at all.
Does that sound like something you would say?
No, it sounds like something you've made up, because I didn't. I encourage you. No, I said she could have one boobo.
Okay. Anyway,
very different.
I wasn't willing to go that far, but very I did add a little cheeky.
So if you think, because if you think about the greats, the Impressionists, the Renaissance artists, frequently the ladies would have their norks out, but no one ever had a dick drawn on their head, did they? So I wouldn't have asked you to do that, because I thought asking maybe the Mona Lisa with one boob out might explain the enigmatic smile. But I did not ask you at any point to draw a willy on her head. She looks
so much like David Cameron, it's unbelievable.
It's uncanny, isn't it?
It really is, really weird. If you put your finger around where her hair is, it just looks like David Cameron's peeking through your fingers.
It's really strange, isn't it? But it's brilliant, and I would like that.
I got offered £42.50 for it.
You did, didn't you? Yeah, but I think do you think that was a joke offer?
I don't know.
Or a genuine offer?
And somebody asked me to put it on eBay. I think it could be worth big bucks.
Well,
you won't need to go and be a builder.
I want you to keep cracking them
on my
out.
painting career, right? So tonight,
I
am going to paint you.
My portrait.
My muse.
Finally.
But
yes.
You don't want to just be painted, do
No,
you?
I want to be...
In your plastery, weird,
No,
oversized t-shirt.
I want to be... I want you to make me look like a king.
Right.
A ruler, a compassionate ruler, one that everyone loves and will always love for all of history. But, but just kind of make... I want to look imperious.
Do you want a crown?
Yeah, I'll have a crown.
And one of those necklaces?
Some ermines and things, whatever you reckon, babe.
Ermines and pearls.
Ermines and pearls. Just make me look like legal and all that. I want to look good. Well, and so this is like the consultation, isn't it, with the artist that you'd have?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make me look good.
All right.
Yeah.
And is that where you're going to sit?
I can sit wherever you want. But maybe I should be... I might read... Because regular listeners to Datenight Podcast will know... old Bucky Bob there's always got a few books on the go. And I've currently got a book. I'm reading a book, aren't I?
I asked... Rob was sitting there and he saw me and our two kids were all sitting reading a book. And he was a bit... He was a bit wriggly and funny, and then he said, maybe I should try and read a book again then, you geeks.
I did. I read one last year.
He doesn't read books, and he asked for...
I live with nerds! I live with book nerds!
You live with an actual author.
Nerd.
Anyway, you asked for...
Yeah, some pudding. Your mum's made some ice cream.
No, have some fruit, there you go.
It's not quite ready yet.
There you go, just have some fruit.
Can I have some ice cream now?
Well, no, you've already had an ice cream, haven't you?
Yeah, but why can't I have some actual pudding?
Fruit is actual pudding.
It's not.
You've got 5 seconds. You can either take the fruit or I carry you out. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I've got it!
Told you time and time again, Helen, arguing with that girl, you're essentially arguing with yourself. Sweetheart! Yeah? Were you born in a barn? Can you close the door, babe? The one you left open. I'll get the door then. So, portrait, and I want something I can put.
No, we were talking about you reading books, and anyway, you said I want a short book with big words. So I gave. But
not long words, as in big writing.
Yeah, as in big writing, big font was his specification, so that he might be able to get through a book. So I gave him Skellig, which is, if you've read it, is short and really great.
It's not short, Helen. It's 176 pages.
It's short. It had big writing, and it's a kid's book.
And you and both children said, "Oh, you should read that in a day."
Both of us said, "Oh, you'll nail that in one sitting." It's kind of one of those books, and it's really good, and it's got some depth, and it's a lovely, lovely book. What page are you on now, Rob? This was about a month ago.
I'm on about page 56.
On page 56.
Yeah.
And you've been on page 56 for...
Well, the problem was, I was reading it when it was hot, and your dog there stole the book and ripped it up in the garden, like a member of the Nazi party destroying literature.
It's the second one he's done as well.
Yeah.
He did White Teeth a few weeks before.
I know, it's awful, isn't it?
All over the garden.
He's
awful.
He's shredded more books than the Hitler Youth.
I know. But you've got a new copy, and now you're back on it, aren't you?
Well, here's what I did do. I was responsible for your paperback copy when it got destroyed.
Yeah.
And then, so I did, just being a great guy, what did I do?
Got another one. That's not being a great guy.
No, I didn't just get another one. I didn't get another cheapy paperback.
You got a hardback.
Bought you a hardback book, because I'm just a great guy.
Okay, so now he's going to try and read that, but it's taking a very, very, very long time. So no, I don't think you should be sitting there with a book.
Why?
Art is about getting to the truth of the person.
Why couldn't? But I keep it out of shot, and then I can just read it.
The Mona Lisa wasn't reading a bloody book. Just be a model. Just sit. Oh my God, you can't sit still. This is it.
Right.
You can't sit still.
Okay,
you can't sit in silence, and you literally can't stop doing stuff. This will be good. It's like therapy.
Okay, have you got a fidget spinner? What do you want me to wear?
Something that looks like the shape. So I'll show you.
A jacket.
No, I don't want a jacket because you're going to be wearing like a king's robe.
You're right.
So
cape?
Yeah, ideally. There are so many mice. We're getting taken over. Honestly, we're getting taken over by mice. They're everywhere.
They're eating my brassicas. I planted vegetables.
Just running around like just having a party. Out and they're in the house, Rob.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That stupid dog of yours doesn't do anything to get rid of the mice, does
no,
he?
their dogs don't care. We need a cat.
But I'm allergic.
Well, maybe you need to go.
Yeah, probably easiest solution, isn't it? I just leave. Baby.
Stop it!
It's hard being a model. So how do you go about doing a portrait then, Helen?
What I'm doing now is I'm sharpening a pencil.
Next on Radio 4, a history of pencil sharpeners.
So you put it into the pencil sharpener?
Into the pencil sharpener.
Into the pencil, you turn the handle. And then the pig's head goes in.
Pig's head moves inwards.
And
You've got a sharp
sharpening
pencil.
the pencil, there we go.
So I'm going to mark out a vague outline.
What medium are you using?
And then
That's
I'm
what
going to be using... I've got in front of me, I've got a pack of 12 acrylic paints.
Yes. And you've got
I've got a
of...
selection of paintbrushes, all different sizes and shapes. And then I've got some scrapers, which I don't really use. I think they're more for oils.
Right.
I just got a gift pack with loads of shit in it.
Where was it all made?
Made in PRC. What's
People's Republic of China. People's Republic of China.
Do they say PRC on everything now? Not China. Made in China.
Yeah. Well, it
Have
depends.
they always said PRC?
I've seen it on things. I've seen it on not seen it on things.
So anyway, I'm just going to do a little outline in pencil.
Oh, I just remembered. I've got an uneven shaped head, so which has been emphasised.
I'm going to put a crown on it.
No, but do you want me slightly from? Is that weird dog of yours?
It's my demon.
Your
Come on
demon.
He hurts when we're not together.
He does, doesn't he?
That's how you know he's my demon.
He hurts when he's not watching you in the toilet. Stop kissing its face.
I didn't. I
weird.
kissed him on the head.
I discovered when I shaved my head that I've got a slightly lopsided shaped head, haven't I?
But you're okay with that.
So I'm okay with that. So I'm going to offer you my slightly better side.
That's not going to help me.
Why?
I need the bad side.
I'm not giving you junk side.
No, but look at my king.
Yeah, but you just flip it round.
No, because he's facing that way, and so everything, the crown and everything, is based that way.
Well, no, you just. I thought that's it. Are you copying another picture to draw my portrait?
Putting your face in it.
Well, just come up with your. Just express yourself a bit more. Be a bit more like Bob Ross. Just paint from your imagination.
No, but I wanted to see the king's outfit. Look.
Well, I'm facing this
Apart
way
from
because
this guy,
my head's a
King
weird
Edward
shape.
the 7th, he's facing that way. Look, is that what you wanted? Like full regalia?
I don't mind. I quite like the close-up of the portrait, but
Yeah,
we'll
you
just
want
have me
your face.
facing that way because I've got an
Is that
odd-shaped
Leonardo
head.
DiCaprio?
Hey? Yeah. Make me look like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Do you want to be wearing that?
Yeah,
outfit?
that kind of important general's outfit or something like that.
Okay. But again, you're the wrong way. I need you the other
We're
way.
just turning it. Look, I'll reverse the image on your computer.
Oh my God, you actually care about this side thing.
I do, because Helen, as I say, for favouring my left-hand side,
I know, but babe.
I'm a solid 3.5 to 4 out of 10. I hang to the right, and I look like Chunk out of the Goonies.
Darling.
I have to be very careful with my portraits.
I made the Mona Lisa look like David Cameron. I don't think the different sides of your head are going to make any difference to my art skills.
Yeah, but I mean, she's a nice-looking lady, the Mona
You're probably
Lisa.
going to end up looking like Margaret Thatcher. So just sit the other way, please.
I can't sit the other way. I don't want to give you the junk.
I want you to sit the other way.
No! I am the king. You will paint my good side, and you will find a way of making the crown work, and the ermines and the gowns, and you will find a way of doing them.
No, I'm not reversing it.
I will reverse the image on your computer.
No, you can't.
I can.
You can't reverse it.
I can.
I can't believe you care that much. I'm not, as if I'm going to be able to paint it accurately. Have you seen the other paintings
I
I've
have
done?
a very odd-shaped head.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're actually serious. Turn around.
All right, fine.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Make me look like...
Such a prima donna.
I'll look like Chunk from the
Goonies.
You do look like Chunk from the Goonies.
But only from that side. If I put the other side on, I could be.
Oh look, but at least I get to look at Leo DiCaprio for most of it.
But if I go the other way, I could be like the funny friend.
Right.
I could be the funny friend.
Shush. Right. How long have I got for this? Do we want there to be a?
Should we say an hour and a half?
Okay.
Time starts now.
My mum might listen to this. Oh, he's got his book out.
Yeah, got the old reading material out. So, what did you get at school for art?
I got a C at GCSE.
You got a C at GCSE.
Yeah.
I wonder how many royal portrait painters.
Stop moving.
It's hard. I'm trying to broadcast. I wonder how many royal portrait painters did get a C at GCSE.
I was put off. They didn't like. I couldn't really draw, but we never painted.
Again, not filling with confidence.
But we never painted.
No.
Anything.
Right.
So painting's new. I've never painted a thing until this recent got into art thing.
Oh, here's another thing I need to talk to you about. We could do it now. We were talking this morning when we woke up about whether we're doing enough homeschooling and all that, and all kicking off, isn't it? And you said that, and I said, well, I don't think it's going to do him any harm.
Just keep facing the same way, yeah.
And you told me when you were at school, you had a teacher.
Just keep facing the same way.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Stop, just...
You had a teacher who turns out wasn't a teacher.
Yeah.
What was she called again? An amazing name.
Mrs. Igwe.
Mrs. Igwe. Now, you had Mrs. Igwe when you were how old?
I think it was J2.
J2. So that's like about 7 or 8, isn't it, in old money? Tell me the story of Mrs. Igwe. So she turned out not to be a teacher or something?
No. We basically didn't do anything for the whole year. And she was very strange. And then I'm worried that your head's too small.
Don't worry about my head's too small.
And she, we'd obviously go home telling our parents stories about what she'd done. And then it turns out they got more and more outlandish. And then,
but like what? So what did she teach you?
Well, clearly not art or maths.
No, yeah, well, obviously.
Or maybe that's the year she did teach us just art and maths, and that's why I'm so bad at both of them.
But what did she teach you?
She did court cases.
What do you mean by she did court cases?
So if somebody did something, if somebody was what she deemed as naughty,
right?
She would set up a court. The classroom was a courtroom. I mean, it got a bit dark because we all quite loved it. But
yeah.
So she'd have a jury and all the rest of it, and then somebody would be on trial.
Yeah.
And I remember she didn't like Ian Bendall at all.
It sounds like a pain in the arse, Ian Bendall.
No, it wasn't even that bad. But
he's
anyway,
like a prototype of Yuri Geller.
She didn't like him, and he was on trial quite a bit, and he got found guilty, and she locked him in a cupboard. So it wasn't great.
I love Mrs. Igwe, and so she wasn't even. She was a confidence trickster who pretended to be a teacher.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's like a movie, isn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, really. But yeah.
I mean, of all the jobs though, you've been doing.
I know, why a teacher? Just to see if she could, I suppose. I don't know quite how it happened. We'd have to ring my mum and find out.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Igwe.
And I couldn't remember the whole story of how... So obviously I remember how she taught us and stuff and how weird it was. But then I can't remember why she got sacked.
Well, I and some other mothers went to Mr... What was his name?
I can't remember.
He was a nice man, actually, wasn't he? Oh, gosh, my brain's gone in. Yeah, we went saying we were concerned about what was happening and told him everything. And he looked into it all and looked into her background. And she'd been sacked from some school or other. But she actually I don't think she was a teacher. They found out that she had a very checkered career and on the edge of crime and stuff. And that's how they got rid of her.
And then, did she pop up in a newspaper at some point?
No, what happened was, do you remember, what's his name? He used to live in Walkley up near the chemist. What was her name?
Ian Bendall.
Oh, you know her son and everything.
Ian Bendall. Ian Bendall.
Ian Bendall. Yeah. Now, his mum, because I used to talk to her, we used to meet on South Road often, and she said, guess what? She said, I've just seen a programme. They used to have a programme in the mornings about interesting people, or people with money or something. And she said, it was about this woman, it was Mrs. Iqui, and she lived in this huge house, and she was sitting by a swimming pool, talking. She said, I couldn't believe it. This was Mrs. Iqui. And she said, it definitely was her talking about her life in this house. And she obviously is a con woman. Mrs. Iqui was a con woman. I mean, and then I remembered, she said that, there was a house opposite, over the valley from Walkley, a white house, you could see it, that had been built.
Yeah.
Up on the hill. She said that was her house. She was obviously a total liar and a con woman. And the things that she got into, who knows what she'd done? And you see, and I don't, again, how did she get the job at the school? She must have faked her credentials and everything, mustn't she? Gone on the list. I don't know if she was at the school as a permanent teacher or whether she was from an agency.
I don't know. Well, it was nearly a year, though, wasn't it? It was nearly a full year we had her, didn't we?
Yes. It was quite a while. And I think you got off lighter than a lot of them because you were one of her favourites at the beginning. For some reason she took to you, so you didn't get the worst of her madness. Ian Bendall did, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Locked in cupboards and had to stand on one leg for I don't know how long or something. Really bizarre.
My mum might listen to this.
Biology or something or other.
She told me to bring a fish to school.
Yes. You had to take a fish to school, and it upset you. I remember you coming home very upset, and you said, "But I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat fish. Don't have fish. I don't want to cook the fish." And she really then turned against you.
Oh.
I was quite cross with you.
Gosh, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
Very, very strange affair altogether. Yeah, Mrs. Iqui, I wonder where she is now, if she's still alive or not.
Oh, sunning herself on some Caribbean island.
Well, I mean, it's incredible. I don't know if we could find out. We weren't able to find out any more about her. If we'd had the internet then, we could have tracked her down and find out what she was up to next. Really weird. I can see her now, Mrs. Iqui. I can see her. She was not very tall, was she? I've got to go to the loo, Helen.
All right, Mum.
Brilliant. So you had a con woman as a teacher for the best part of a year.
Yeah. Right, I'm squirting some paint in.
All right.
Right, background. I'll just do the
But
same.
you're definitely going to paint the good side of my face, but the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Nice strong jawline rather than the receded one that I definitely have from this side.
Yeah.
I actually have a visible chin some days.
Yeah, your head's quite small. But
fine.
It's all, I can already see that, but there's only so much you can be bothered to change when you...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you just got,
Because it's a right old faffaroo.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll just carry on. Exactly.
Carry on, and you end up with a
So what are you doing there? You're putting all the colours on?
Titanium white in one.
Do you want me help putting the blobs of colour on?
No, you just need to sit still. And then we're going to have a touch of... This is just for the background.
Okay.
I've realised that you... Well, I don't know whether you're meant to do your background first, but I'm doing a bit of background first.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a bit of burnt umber.
Umber?
In there. Burnt umber, Rob. That's burnt umber.
I'm going to turn that off for a bit while you just paint loads of background in.
All right.
Because otherwise it's an absolute editing nightmare. Cutting out all your ums and ahs. All right. So, can you describe where you're up to, Helen?
Well, it's definitely the most childish of the... And not in like a funny way. I've not added any childish humour onto it. It just looks like...
4-year-olds done it.
Yeah, it looks like a project. It looks like a homeschooling project so far of Draw a King.
Yeah. All the greats, they got plenty of paint on there, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to just do your face. So that's what's going to happen now. I'm going to do your face and then I'm going to try and polish this turd later.
Whoa. The turd being your
my
painting rather than my face.
Yeah. So generally for a face colour, I normally go for a bit of... You've got quite a pinkish tone. So I'll use a little bit of pink, a little bit of yellow ochre, and a bit of titanium white.
I mean, it's quite exciting because I'm in a select group here. It's the Mona Lisa and me, isn't it, that have
And
been
our
painted.
kids.
Yeah, you haven't got my head, the weird shape. You've drawn the kids' heads, though, have you?
I've not done your head yet. That's what I'm about to do. I'm
Here
about
we
to
go.
draw the weird shape.
Strap in for a cone head.
Yeah. It's always a nerve-wracking bit, putting the face on, Rob.
How many eyes are you going to go with?
I'm going to go... I'm doing it properly.
There's not much looking at me going on.
Not yet. I'm just putting the... Oh my God, you're an absolute narcissist.
Helen, I am meant to be the king of this land, and you will be well warned to not displease me.
Right, you need to face the other way. Right, thank you.
Was that a very kingly burp?
Yeah. Right.
For the record, Helen is having a beer now, and so am I.
I'm having an alcohol-free beer, though. Can you
beer.
stay facing the same
I
way?
am facing the same way.
Not every time I look at you, you've turned around.
My face just changes shape with
Right, stop. You have to stop moving. You can talk without moving. Just stop moving. Okay?
Do you think Rolf Harris gave the Queen that much abuse when she was trying to talk?
Yeah, but she wasn't moving around. Rolf Harris hasn't drawn the Queen.
He did. He painted the Queen shortly before he was locked up for being a sex offender. That must be a weird feeling for the Queen. Knowing she sat there all that time having a sex offender paint her picture.
He didn't draw the Queen.
He did. He painted the Queen, one of the most recent portraits. Because I remember at the time...
Right, you're going to have to stop moving and rubbing your eyes.
So I just had to rub my eye because I had paint in it. Because he did one of the most recent ones. I remember there was a lot of publicity around it because a lot of people thought it was shit.
You know what I've not got?
What have you not got?
I've just not got my own style.
Well, no, you're finding your style, aren't you? You're a young artist.
I basically have got the same style. Stop moving. I've got the same style as my daughter.
Uh-huh.
Which is draw an outline and fill it in.
Yeah. I reckon that's what the greats did.
I'm not sure, babe. Myself. How do you feel about eye bags?
The king does not like eye bags. But I want you to draw whatever you see. That's what the Queen said to Rolf, albeit he was a sex offender. So if I was facing the other way, I could look a bit more regal.
So are you going to do that regal mouth? No, that's...
What was the regal mouth I was doing?
It's like just complete luck and chance if anything ever looks like anything. The fact that my Mona Lisa looked like...
Hey, I've got an idea for you.
David Cameron.
Why don't I take a picture of my face and then put it on your screen, and then I can carry on painting in the garage, and you can work on my face, and it won't move if it's on a screen.
Well, that's not a very good podcast.
No, but
Just sit still.
We've got
I'm nearly done. Just stay still.
We've got half an hour already, and then the rest of the podcast will be the reveal and talking about the portrait clearly, won't it?
I just want you to sit still.
Because the end of the podcast isn't going to be, here's the picture. Oh, that's really good. Thank you. Bye. It's not going to be that, is it? It's going to be...
Sit still.
Trust me. Let me just get a picture for you and put it up, because then you won't be able to have to shout at me for moving. When I'm just trying to live my life. Yeah, but we can't really chat now because
I'll take a picture on my smartphone and then I'll email it you, Leonardo.
Well, we don't tell him that.
Oh, I've definitely got your bungee cheek.
I've definitely got your bungee cheek. The abuse.
I have to admit,
Mm-hmm.
my heart's not in it as much
Right, let me email you this.
as Simona or the kids. I'm done in, my back's hurting.
So I took a picture and then sent it to Helen because I was getting bored just sitting there.
Do your face? No, that wasn't your face.
I don't know what face I was doing. Because I was getting bored sitting there not being talked to or being allowed to talk back. I realised this was quite a hard podcast to do, so I left Helen to paint it with a picture I took of myself, but apparently I took one that was a bit too Insta-selfie-like. Is that right, Helen?
No, you were just obsessed.
I chose the favourable angle and then flipped
No,
it.
can I take another one?
Yeah, you can. Do not look bungee enough.
Fine.
Got it? You got your picture of me looking dreadful with my big eye bags and my massive right ear. The right ear is considerably larger than my left. People used to call me the Robbie Williams of comedy.
They did not.
Yeah, some of the lady comics on the circuit used to, yeah. I think it might have been Shappy Corsandi. Or was it someone else? Sounds like the Robbie Williams of comedy. Look at me now, Helen.
I'm not sure. Really? Did she really?
I can't remember if it was Shappy. You've given me massive eye bags. The king is not pleased.
Baby.
What are you doing?
So here I am in the garage. Just going to sit here and wait it out. Right, she's calling me back in. Let's go and face the music.
Sweet love. Yeah. My mum might listen to this. Okay, so I think I'm done. It's interesting. It looks, like those pictures of dogs who are wearing royal clothes. It looks a little bit like one of those. But let's see what Rob thinks. Come on, Rob. Come on, then. I highly recommend it, though, listeners. It's 11:15. I've just been doing that for hours and my back's aching. But this thing that I've created didn't exist 3 hours ago, and now it does. And it's weird, but it's going to form part of the gallery. The weird Helen Rutter gallery. And I'm seeing, when I'm looking at all three of them together, I do have a certain style. There's something very odd about all of them. That's my style. But I think there's a certain likeness to Rob. I wonder what he thinks. Come on, Rob! How long does it take to put a bloody lid on a bloody ton of paint? That's what I... See, it's 11:15 and he's still in his garage. He's got a few hours left in him yet of building works. But dear listener, filling for you.
Right.
Like that poor newsreader.
Sorry. She did a sterling job, and I'm sure you did as well.
So...
Yes.
I feel like we might need to video this.
Right.
I don't know why, but I feel like we need to video your...
Reaction. All right, fine. I'll let you do that. Don't film it in portrait. Always go landscape. No one can do anything with portrait.
He really hates it when I do that.
It's crap.
It's modern.
It's not.
Yeah, somebody made a whole movie in
I know.
Portrait.
Which you can't, when they're putting on in cinemas, using about a third of the screen.
Now,
Can I ask,
I'm going to show you the reveal.
will the king be pleased?
I don't know. It might be off with my head, but let's see.
Nervous! Let me see. I'll close my eyes while you turn it round.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, my eyes are
Okay.
completely shut.
And open your eyes.
It's definitely me!
It is, isn't it? There's a likeness, isn't there?
It's really weird. It's, no, I mean, as in the likeness is uncanny. I love it. You've kind of caught the. You've caught something. What I see myself. It's like a mirror, Helen. It's like looking in a mirror. It's incredible. Wow. Oh, I'm amazed.
I was saying it looks like those portraits of dogs wearing
General's uniforms.
General's uniforms.
Yeah, I look like a dog. But you've got my eyes. You've got my eyes. You give me brown eyes, but I've got greeny grey blue eyes.
It is you, though,
It's
isn't
definitely me, hon. It's brilliant. I love it. I absolutely love it. You'll need to do some more work though on the epaulets. They need finishing.
I know I can't.
You need to finish the work. You really need to finish the work. But I'm chuffed. That's my face, isn't it? That's my face. Because I mean, I'm not criticising here.
I know,
Helen.
my back was aching.
Yeah, you're going to have to
arse.
finish the body because the head is in 3D, the body is not.
But can I tell you what's really weird now?
Yeah,
and this is going to
that's
sound.
definitely me.
It is, isn't it?
Go on.
It's going to sound like I think I'm better than I am. But what's weird is now I've painted 4 different faces.
Yeah.
It's a bit like when you're riding a bike or something.
Yeah.
And people say just kind of think about where you want to go.
Yeah.
And you'll go that way.
You'll go where you're looking.
What happens is, because I don't actually... What happens is...
That is me.
That's
That's so me.
It's you.
That's incredible. I think you've got real talent for this.
It's
Helen.
really weird that you're just kind of painting and you're just thinking about the person, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, that's kind of like them.
Well,
Without really
do you know what I think that is, Helen?
to
do you know what I think that is? That is a gift. No, I don't reckon everyone can do that. But that is unequivocally my face.
That's not Leo DiCaprio, is it?
No, it's definitely me. Definitely me. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much.
We're going to have a gallery, aren't we?
Well, yeah, these are all going up in the house. I'm going to have to buy some frames and spray them like gold, like twirly frames.
Yeah.
And spray them gold.
Yeah.
Because that is... I'm not meaning to keep repeating myself, but will you finish it? Will you do more work
I will
into
try
it more?
tomorrow
Because
when my back's not aching.
that would be great.
When I've finished my
because-
bloody book, when I've homeschooled the kids and cleaned the house and made all of them free meals.
I clean the toilets and I cook tea. So you're on thin ice there, sister. But I'm really pleased with that. I'm chuffed to bits. Thank you. Because I was terrified about that. But no, that's incredible. That's definitely me, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, your head is remarkably small.
But that's okay. I don't mind. I think I've got quite a small head, haven't I?
For the I should have just done your head rather than, because actually,
Yeah.
all that fanning around with the epaulets,
Yeah.
it's a bit tedious. I would have rather just painted your head. The next time, I'll do somebody's head full canvas.
Yes. Despite all the argy-bargy over, you've essentially painted my good side, but on my chunk side. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
Or if that is my chunk side, whew, bloody George Clooney on the other side if I was to turn around there. I'm chuffed to bits with that. And you've captured a kind of an air of importance.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretending to be a king.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's really expressionful. I've made up a word, expressionful.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it. I'm going to go to bed.
Are you going to go to bed?
Yeah.
Well, that's the podcast. What a treat. What a night in. So you do that if you are...
It wasn't really a date night, was it? Because you just took you couldn't sit still, so you took a photograph of yourself and went in your garage.
No, but just because I didn't want to
It's
get...
not really
But no,
a date night.
we were kind of... But we were together for at least an hour of it, or
Yeah,
at least it felt that long.
Oh, it's bloody lockdown. Get in your garage.
Exactly, put him in the garage. But so why not try it? You know, either do a self-portrait in a mirror, or if you've got someone else in your house that you're locked down with, do a portrait of them. Send them in to the
yes,
the podcast.
Oh, I'd
either
love it if
at
somebody
Date
sent me
Night Pod
pictures.
on Twitter, or you can send them to.
Well, we've had from my Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
We did have somebody who'd done an Otter Lisa.
Absolutely brilliant,
Who
the Otter Lisa.
who posted that for us. But yeah, so any pictures, any portraits that you do, we'd love to see them.
Yeah, and I'll put them up in a gallery on Patreon.
On Patreon, yeah, let's create
Patron's
a
gallery.
gallery.
Yeah. Well, I asked people to do bum pics on a gallery.
Anything?
I've not had one bum pic in, Helen.
Really?
Not yet, no. But I imagine people might not have made it right through to that article yet.
Oh.
But I'm thrilled to bits with that.
Good.
Get in touch with the podcast at Date Night Pod on Twitter. Send me messages on Patreon. Please spread the word about the podcast and Patreon, because the very best advertising is always, what is it, Helen?
The listeners.
Yes, word of mouth.
I was too busy gazing into the little puppy's eyes.
Oh, I thought you were about to say my eyes, but no, of course you're back on the dog there. So I will let Helen go to bed with the dog, and I'll go and sit in
No,
my
I don't
garage.
actually go to bed with the dog, do I? We're actually we let the dog in the morning.
Yeah, well, not
Just for a little half-hour cuddle in the morning.
I had to draw the line over that because she's going to bed with the dog. God knows
No,
what's
he
going
wakes
on
me
in
up.
there.
He circles too often.
Yeah.
No. He just comes in for a morning cuddle, don't you, Bill, at about 7. And then we fall back to sleep till midday.
Yeah. I really didn't wake up this morning, did I?
No.
10:30.
No, it was 11.
It was 11.
Yeah. And that was because I sent a child up to say, I said, go and wake your father up. It's 11 o'clock. This is getting ridiculous. And
It is ridiculous, though, isn't it?
I was up at 9 o'clock. I'm up at 9.
So, what do you reckon we should do next week for our date night? So you can, do you know what? Send suggestions in as well.
ideas.
You can send suggestions in at Date Night Pod on Twitter, or
Just on Patreon.
just on Patreon. Reply to this. Suggestions for next week's date night.
Well, I want to rollerblade.
Yeah, you want a rollerblade.
But yeah, we might not be able to
Source size
rollerblades.
11 and size 3.5/4 rollerblades.
Look at all my artworks there, Rob.
Incredible.
Staring out at us.
Quite a gallery.
We're going to have a really weird house, aren't we? If I keep on with this.
So you said we're going to have a really weird house? It
All
already is pretty
the
weird.
collages are up there as well.
Collages, plastic flowers. A sign by the fruit saying, eat fruit.
The retching down.
Exactly. Anything else on that one? Or are you done? Right. We love you, dear listeners.
See you next week.
Well, what a podcast that was, Helen. I hope our dear listeners here enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and you want to support the podcast and not be a goddamn cheapskate, getting everything for free, making artists survive on gruel and dying on the streets because they can't afford to buy any shoes.
Although I have just eaten nearly a full bag of Whisper Bites. So I'm not surviving on gruel.
Which she stole. Join Patreon.
Along with the basket that they were in.
Shut up about the fucking baskets! Join on patreon.com. patreon.com/Rob Rouse, and you could become a patron, and we will love you for goddamn ever.